Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Nerd Age, where we discuss everything nerdy. My name is Mick, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts Josh.
What's up?
Corey.
Hello.
And Jonah.
Hey, guys.
Oh.
I was waiting in anticipation.
And probably Jonah.
You know, kudos to you, Mick, honestly.
Thank you.
The way
Just stop there.
The way you say that first line is so good. It's just incredible.
Hello?
You never mess it up.
I've fumbled a couple.
Rarely,
We
though.
did like 18 takes when you were gone.
That's true.
What, did you host, Jonah?
He did.
You're pretty like...
Well, I just did it as a joke.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
That was a joke?
Yeah, it obviously didn't land.
I thought you were being like genuine.
No.
Oh.
That's not how I talk.
It's close. You get pretty animated.
Yeah, but no.
What's going on, guys?
Maybe that's what we
Man of the
need more
box, get back in that box.
You should have done it that way. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity. Next time Mick goes to Vegas, I'll do it.
Okay, yeah.
Frick. Okay.
Maybe I should do it next month.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, so how was your guys' week? Do anything fun?
Nothing fun at all.
Dude, I had a ton of fun, bro.
Yeah.
I'm playing that New World game. Bro, I didn't realize how fun that game is. I kind of didn't give it the credit it deserves. The other night, I was playing with 4 other guys, and we were doing some dungeons and stuff like that, you know, going through fighting bosses and stuff. And it was just an absolute blast. It was really hard. The last boss was so hard that we had to call out moves, and it was like super try hard and sweaty. And but then after that dungeon, I was like, hey guys, I'm gonna do this like PvP quest real quick, and then I'm gonna go to bed. And this is at 1 a.m. Right?
Gosh.
Well, it gets better. So they're like, oh yeah, well, I'll come. And then I had 4 other dudes come with me, and we went and did this PvP quest. Ended up being a massive war starting. We fought the yellow team of the yellow faction, and then the purple squad came in behind, and it was just this epic battle that lasted for about literally an hour and a half.
Holy cow.
It was so fun.
And what day was this?
Last night, I think. Yeah. I think it was last night. Yeah. But man, it was a blast. And yeah, a lot of the guys were like, that was some of the best fun we've had in video games in a long time. It was super fun.
Sweet.
So yeah, that game's awesome. But yeah, that's what I was up to.
What about you, Jonah?
Not much. Soccer's ending here pretty soon. So yeah, I've just been doing that.
Yeah.
Soccer and
No more
About
turd updates?
no, not this week.
Turd watch.
We don't need them.
We were light on turds this week.
Oh, well, good for you
That's a
guys.
good thing.
Wow.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Is it gonna change once it gets cold out?
Frozen turds.
Frozen. That's the nice thing. Summer is the worst because they're
Oh yeah.
they're,
Yeah, we know. We know the science.
We get it.
But frozen turds are fine.
Nice.
You know.
That's awesome.
And most of the time, because there's snow, if there's snow, you're just shoveling. You don't even know what's under the snow.
Sure. That's why you don't do snowball fights.
That's right.
Might get a turd in the eye.
Yeah.
You know, people complain
It's
about
called
having
turd ball fights.
people have rocks and snowballs. No. Just a nice ice turd.
Yes. Those hurt.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't know, but
Mixed
I can imagine.
Mick has.
experience.
Yeah.
That's what they did in Vegas.
What about you, Mick?
Not too much. I started playing Mario Odyssey,
Nice.
and it's pretty fun so far.
Nice.
Does it get like 3D in terms of like how Galaxies got, where you're like moving around like a small Earth?
Not quite that.
No.
There might be some levels where it happens like that. What world are you on?
Well, I just fought Bowser for the first time,
Okay.
so I don't know.
You haven't got
Whatever's after that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm that far into it.
There probably is a couple of levels where you get turned around and stuff like that. I bet.
Yeah, but it's been fun. I haven't played a Mario game since like my Game Boy Color.
Since Mario Maker.
We don't talk about that. It's a disaster.
So you haven't had any issues getting used to like the controls and how everything's laid out?
Not really.
Because the one complaint a lot of people have is that they switch their buttons. So like every console's different. Like A, B, X, Y, they're all in different positions, and it's confusing. So if you're a PS4 player, you're
it's
like,
a little.
swapped.
There's a little bit of a learning curve. It wasn't bad though.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice that you kind of have a 50-50 chance of getting the right one because 2 of the buttons are jump and 2 of the buttons are throw your hat. So, better chances for
You
me.
just mash it.
Yeah, basically.
50-50 shot.
Yeah. I also got the Pro Controller, too.
Oh, nice.
Because, I don't know what it was. I didn't feel comfortable playing on the...
Did you do the
Joy-Cons
thing where it
are pretty
joins it?
I tried that. I tried on the actual screen. I tried them separate.
It's a little awkward,
It was
right?
just like a little awkward.
Yeah, just a little bit.
My hands get numb when I play on the...
Cuts off your circulation.
It does. Like, I don't know what it is about it.
It does it with mine,
even the
too.
3DS, too, because there's, like, no, like, contour to it.
I think that's what, like, it
It's
just
just
doesn't,
flat.
yeah, it's just not comfortable enough.
Yeah.
The Pro Controller is awesome.
I really
that
like the Pro Controller. It feels really good. I had the choice between that and, like, there were, like, 4 other different controllers at Walmart. It was a little overwhelming. Like, PS5, you're just like, well, there it is. But,
You only get one choice. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Nintendo has the third-party one.
yeah, they have, like, the third party.
Yeah.
It's not, like, an official GameCube controller, right? But it's basically...
Right, it's licensed by Nintendo.
Oh, it is licensed.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just been playing on that.
Nice.
Nice.
Playing a little bit of Smash Bros.
You know when they announced the eShop, or not the eShop, the Nintendo Online, having the Nintendo 64 games? Did you see the, like, wireless Nintendo 64 controller? Dude, that was sick. I wonder if there's going to be any kids who get that and they're like, what is
that?
How do you hold this?
They're going to hold it on both ends and not know what to do. And, like, the most confusing controller.
It's probably
created.
the ugliest looking controller, but it got the job done.
You know what I liked about that controller? It looked like a spaceship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a Star Fox.
That's what I liked. Yeah. It was cool, but it was confusing. Yes, it was. Like, how do you even use that the numpad over there, or the D-pad? Like,
Bend your thumb the wrong way. Yeah. Had one analog stick.
Yeah. I think my favorite all-time controller was the GameCube controller. And that's because I have smaller hands.
Yeah,
And
same
so it
here.
fits so perfectly for me.
Shout out to small hands.
Yeah. But no, for real, I think the GameCube controllers.
No, I like. Yeah,
I think it's really
Best.
cool. And just like the feedback from the triggers and
Yeah,
it just
crispy.
feels good. Good feel.
I love the clicks. It's great.
Yeah, good clicks.
But the Pro controller is really good too. I like that.
I've been happy with it.
Yeah.
Feels good. Feels solid. I think we're ready for some
Yeah, let's do some news.
news. All right.
Well, I figure we'll go over the fandom stuff, kind of like as our main topic kind of thing. M. Night Shyamalan announced his new movie, which is Knock at the Cabin, which comes in 2023. I know you guys are all huge M. Night fans. I always like his stuff.
I think
I haven't watched Old yet, which I would
You would like old.
And
Apparently,
so-
you're not that big of a fan.
Well, it just
watch it in theaters.
it comes
Like, why are
out.
you making fun
It
of
comes
us?
out in I think on Tuesday or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to get it.
I think you'd like it.
Anyways, I just saw that he posted that his new
Wait,
Movie's coming
comes out where?
in theaters.
Oh, gotcha.
So he already wrote it, and
Any
it's called Knock at the
casting news or
Cabin.
anything?
No casting news yet. He just kind of
did he
dropped a
cast
little
himself in
video.
it?
Probably in
Is
it.
he an
Probably.
old?
Yes.
He is.
He is an old.
Okay.
Yep.
He's
in every
He's
movie.
been everyone, right?
Yeah. It's his thing.
Anyways,
He's a bad actor. He's a really bad actor.
He is. For
Sure. There you go.
Not great.
so that was just a little news. The other thing I had was they announced the sequel to Into the Spider-Verse, which is Across the Spider-Verse, which comes out in 2022. I know you guys are big fans of that one. So
Yeah.
what do you guys think of the title, or any ideas, any thoughts on it?
Sounds like it should be a Beatles song, Across the Universe.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
That better be in there. No,
That song?
I think it's. Title sounds cool. The first movie was awesome. I think at times it's like sometimes my favorite Spider-Man movie. So I'm excited for the sequel. Should be good.
Is it going to be one of those things where it was a one shot and it was just like this, an accidental really good movie, and like the second one's going to be just not even close? Like it'll just be bad.
I think there's potential.
What do you think
with
the chances-
I think there's potential with every movie to be like that.
Yeah.
Do you think that like they have the formula? They
I
can
think
make
they
a
know.
good movie?
I think they know what they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Lord and Miller, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Well,
smart
yeah.
dudes.
Yeah. They write them, I think.
Yeah.
I think the only thing when that came out, it was kind of like new, and now everyone's doing like alternate universes, multiple characters. It'll be interesting
it's not
to
a
see.
new concept
No,
at
it's
all.
not. But like we hadn't seen that in any
yeah.
Marvel movies or DC. We'd seen it like in comic books and stuff like that. So it'll just be kind of interesting to see how it.
Did they say if
how
they're
it plays.
featuring all the same characters or just a few?
They haven't said anything,
Okay.
but I assume if
Just
it's
title.
across the Spider-Verse, it's going to be even
I think there's
more
going to
characters.
Cool.
Yeah, more.
I would
I
assume.
think the Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara will be in it. He was Oscar Isaac played him in like the, I don't know, really short end credit scene in the last movie. I think he's going to be in it, have a bigger part.
That'd be cool. Nice.
So that's coming out, and then
I watched that on the plane, by the way, Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh,
On the
nice.
plane from Vegas.
Nice.
It's a good plane.
the first
movie,
time?
you know?
Yeah, for sure.
The other thing I had that came out today was apparently Dune leaked in 4K, and everyone's watching it
Ugh.
and posting about it all over the internet.
Obviously. Yeah.
So that's kind of a big
First question to you.
Yes.
Have you had things spoiled?
I haven't. No.
Okay.
The guy was posting the opening like title sequence. And he was like, "Oh, I'm about to watch it." And then he, it's just a bunch of other people being like, "I can't believe Warner Brothers is so incompetent that they let it leak." So again, it's just kind of the guys in charge of WB have to get fired. Like when the merger happens, they do. It's true.
That's their fault.
You know it's their fault, though? Like,
Well,
He was like, I left this file on my, on my
but
desk here. And they're
it's-
like, that's Dune in 4K.
no, it's
like-
incompetence. It's incompetence. If you decided when you made the decision to make everything go streaming and theatrical release at the same time, you need to have things in place to make sure things don't get leaked. And the fact that they're uploading it onto HBO Max and people are being able to hack in or whatever they're doing and getting the full movie. It happened with Zack Snyder's Justice League, where people got the full movie a week before it came out. It's happening with Dune. And there's people that are the same people that leaked it are saying that they're going to have the Batman movie also, and they're going to leak it. So that's incompetence. There's no other studio that happens to. And so when you're in charge of a big studio and that continues to happen and your box office is underperforming, Suicide Squad underperformed, and they all said, oh, it's because of the pandemic, but then you have Venom come out, you have Halloween come out, you have all these movies come out, and they're making tons of money. They're making what Suicide Squad made the whole run in one weekend. Then, that's management. That's people that are in charge. They haven't made good decisions for years. We've talked about that even from the beginning. If you go all the way back to the Hobbit movies and how they started doing studio interference, for years, WB has gone downhill.
But that was
they
like
need to
18
change
executives ago.
Well, it
They're
doesn't
like
matter.
on their 17th executive so far for at least the DC stuff.
Well, Hamada's been around, not Hamada, but Toby Emmerich has been around for years. And obviously he's not getting stuff done. And even before this merger, they were shopping him around to Netflix, and Netflix didn't want him. So when Discovery takes over, they need to get rid of those guys because obviously they're incompetent. You can't let a big movie like that be hijacked and pirated. It's just anybody else. Bob Iger from Disney, if that happened to him, people would be calling for
So I don't know about this 4K version that you're saying leaked, because this website's saying that it was only 1080p, which is still really good. But it is a little bit shorter than the theatrical release, so by like 10 minutes. So it seems like it's a little bit
cutting out the
shorter of a
credits?
version. Maybe. I don't know. But you're right. It is the same source, or claimed to be the same source as the one who did the Snyder cut leak as well. They say the quality's decent, but it's interesting because it keeps happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely troubling for sure.
yeah. It's a crummy situation, too, because it's just like, you feel bad for the filmmakers and...
Yeah. The normal person, the average Joe, is not going to grab this.
No.
It's going to be like the tech guys who are going to risk it or VPN it and then indirectly get it.
Right.
If they're really that desperate. But
Yeah.
you're right. I mean, it probably accounts for single digits percentage of viewership that they're losing, probably.
Well, I think even though
Like a couple percent.
I think
That's
though,
even being crazy.
I think it matters though even internationally because piracy is a lot bigger internationally, and so
You mean like Western civilizations like Russia or like
well, I'm saying yes, like
Europe.
And so to me, there's also an element where it's like it's not just going to affect the movie coming out now and people going to watch it here. It's going to be around the world kind of thing because that's what you see a lot of that happening. And so for me, counting that, what's happened, the whole debacle with the Snyder Cut and all those things leaking, things have been leaking for years through Warner Brothers. It's like Warner Brothers gets all these leaks. And then the other thing is they're basically, because of leadership's decisions, they lost Christopher Nolan, who had always been at Warner Brothers. They lost Zack Snyder, who had always been at Warner Brothers. They're going to lose Denis Villeneuve. He's already talked about how upset he is with they're releasing it on HBO Max. And now with this leak, he's going to be super pissed. So to me, it's like you're losing like your stable of directors that are well known and they're jumping ship. I think that is a leadership issue. It's not anything else. Those guys need to get fired, and people that are going to restore what Warner Brothers was, one of the most powerful studios in Hollywood. Now it's kind of a laughingstock.
Why did you say the word restore? You have an agenda, don't you?
Restore.
I mean,
WB.
to me, that's just kind of like it's a no-brainer. Like if that happens and you're in charge, that falls on you.
I mean, I gotta imagine that people are getting fired.
So I will say that like usually after something leaks, they can get a hard estimate on how many downloads happen. So that'll be interesting to kind of watch maybe next week and see if we see any of the aftermath to see realistically how many downloads happened. But if I know torrenters and stuff like that, when they get it, it just spider webs, man. From 1-2 sources, then it just multiplies because people are then hosting it on their own PCs or their own servers, and then it's just gonzo. So I don't know. I mean, hopefully not too much.
Can't wait to download it, to be honest.
It comes out Wednesday on HBO Max.
Pirater said it's mediocre at best, the quality. Okay, so hey, that might help, guys.
Well, yeah, we're going
Friday night.
I think me and Bree are going to go see it in a theater while we're on vacation.
Noise.
I think. So
Or pirate it.
we were trying to look for an IMAX, but I don't know if Salt Lake has an IMAX, which is weird. But I want to watch it on IMAX. It looks beautiful. The movie looks just gorgeous. So, hey, if the movie's good enough, we'll have repeat viewers, and hopefully it helps.
Here's the difference, though. The director hasn't had the best track record with box office. Like his movies have been good. Like Arrival's real. I love Arrival. Didn't do much. It's a good movie. Blade Runner. I haven't seen it. I heard people say it's really good. Didn't do well at the box office. What's the other one he did?
It's Sicario.
I think Sicario did better at the box office.
Yeah, I think it did better. And then what's the other one? Prisoners?
Prisoners, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the box office was for that.
So I just feel like that's what people are saying. Like he needs to have a big box office win because he hasn't yet. And they spent a lot of money on Dune.
Yeah.
So to me, it's kind of like
I mean, it's the most anticipated movie for them, honestly, this year.
I mean, the last trailer I saw, it said it was the new Star Wars and the new Lord of the Rings combined. So
Whoa, combined?
it better be
Lord of
like,
the Stars.
Yeah.
Dang.
So we'll see. It's just to me, it's frustrating because I'm like, God, come on, figure it out.
Yeah. Well,
No one else does this. No one. This doesn't happen anywhere else.
Imagine, think about how passionate Jonah is right now about this and how mad he is and kind of disappointed in him, right? Think about if he had like a money cut in the movie, how pissed he would be.
Yeah.
He'd be losing it. He'd probably burn
Or
his
if I
own
was a
house.
director.
do you have a money cut?
I wish I did.
I wish he did.
Do you own stock?
But it's sad, yeah, for sure. And it's going to affect sales, and there's no question about it.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. I think the Asian release is Friday, so it'll almost be a full week of it being released for everyone. That's crazy, like online. So
Yeah.
scary.
It has been making money though. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, and like France and those places
Yeah.
where it's
yeah,
gone
I think it
early.
is.
I heard they're
It
doing-
has been doing well.
yeah. So
Yeah, but it will be interesting to see what the box office is for U.S.
yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't think there's a situation where there isn't layoffs. Trying to track down what happened.
Yeah, I think.
And trying to figure out how to sturdy it up,
Well,
tighten it up.
so we might as well get into fandom because that's the next thing.
Sure.
But I was just gonna say, people were
Fandome.
yeah.
Whoa.
You had something else?
Yeah, you ever heard of Animal Crossing Nintendo Direct? You ever heard of that?
Yeah, I did.
I won't be able to go home if I don't talk about it.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's talk about it.
Go ahead.
I mean, you guys
you-
aren't excited for the new
Did you see
free
that?
updates?
Did you see the new guys?
Yeah.
Like the new villagers, or whatever they're called.
So basically, new update November 5th. Jonah, you should be excited about that.
I haven't played Animal Crossing in like 2 years.
Animal Crossing was the anthem for COVID.
That's
it's
true.
what saved people. It was
Save people's lives.
it really helped families be together and have that unity and that family time.
Yeah.
Here's my biggest disappointment with Animal Crossing.
You might let him say the news?
I want to say something
my
first.
gosh.
Go for it.
Yeah, because
So-
Jonah hasn't talked enough in this podcast.
We got Animal Crossing, and my wife started the game.
She made her
And
own village. Her
She
own
made
town.
she made her own island,
Yeah.
and I didn't know that you had to play on the same island. Right? You make one island, and then if you make a new game, you're on that island.
No one
So
told
I
you.
already had an idea of being like, I'm gonna make like a Star Wars, like I'm gonna name it Endor, or I'm gonna do something like that, like some planet. So my wife's like, what should I name my island? And I'm like, I don't care. She's like, come on, help me out. I was like, no, whatever. So
Dang, bro.
I was just like, I don't know, name it whatever you want, because I already knew.
I'm thinking about my island.
Exactly. I was already thinking about my island. I was like, I'll be Jeddah or something like that, And then we had bought Maya a bike. And so she looked down and saw the bike,
Okay.
and the brand was Huffy.
She called it Huffy.
So she called it Huffy. So then she's like on her island, and I'm like, okay, my turn.
That's nothing
And I'm
wrong
like,
with that.
and I start to play it, and I'm like, I can't make a new game. I have to erase the whole island,
Right.
And she had already played for a couple days, so
Yeah,
she already had stuff
You're
going.
not
And I
gonna
was
erase
like,
it. You're not gonna
so
erase it.
every time I play, it's like, "Ooh,
Welcome to Huffy.
Welcome to Huffy.
Yeah.
And I hate it. It bothers me every time.
Okay, so this is your big issue.
Well, I'm just saying.
So you can't-
my
you
biggest
can't change-
frustration.
You can't have multi-worlds,
No,
But you can't change like your Nintendo profile.
You can do that. I bet that was the way around it.
Did you do that?
You're just a dum dum.
No, we were just
No,
playing
'cause
on
you're-
that one.
Aren't you playing on your?
No, I'm playing on
playing on her
hers
account.
because
Oh,
at
yeah,
that
see,
and,
that's
and
your
that,
mistake.
at that time I didn't have the access to the internet, so I could if I wanted to travel to other islands, I had to be on my wife's. So that's why I was stuck with Huffy for a year, and then by the time I already went going, the island was
Sounds
already
like
up
a
and
weak
running.
excuse.
So I'm just saying, guys. I
there-
hate the island name.
There are
Huffy.
worse names.
Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, that's
All right. So, anyways, you're gonna get Brewster, a little coffee shop that you can go to and invite other people to drink coffee.
Okay.
There's a bunch of other like new islands you can go visit.
Oh yeah.
Like it'll be different seasons on those islands. Also, you can get. I imagine you get different stuff there. Whatever.
Sure.
Imagine.
Like you can get different items and
yeah.
Different
Oh, I'm
seasons.
sure they're releasing so many.
So, and then there's just a bunch of new updates that like new different types of designs that you can do for all the building stuff. And then, so that's all for the free. This is the last free update on November 5th. And then they're releasing a paid DLC, which is Happy Home Paradise.
Oh.
Ooh, sounds.
How much do they say the price?
I don't know what actually.
I'll be interested
I think
in what
it's
they do.
I don't think it's too much. I think it's like $25. I'll have to look it up. But basically,
Sounds like a lot.
basically it's it's one of the
like
game
the
that they
game.
released for the 3DS. It's basically that they're putting it for the Switch. So basically,
Okay.
you go to a new island and you design people's houses for them. That's basically everything you do on there, and then stuff carries over to your island, so you can get new items that you can't get on your other island and take it back. But with that, they also announced the new online expansion for Nintendo, the Nintendo service.
64.
Yeah.
So
That
yeah, so
upgrade.
for the 64
Yeah.
games. So that is $50 for one, as opposed to 20 if you're just doing a single membership, and then it's 80 for the family discount. as opposed to
80 per year.
Yeah, 80 per year.
Yeah. Okay.
So with that, you get N64 games that you can.
Do you know which ones?
I mean, it's the big ones at first. So Zelda, Mario,
It's Star
Ocarina
Fox,
of Time, Star
64.
Fox,
Donkey
Star
Kong.
Fox 64. I don't think Donkey Kong's there yet. And then they had a
that was a
couple
good
other
one.
ones. I think Majora's Mask was on there, or if not, it was like one of those that they teased.
Oh,
It's
okay.
going to be coming soon because they're going to add more things.
Yeah.
You can play Star Fox online with other people.
007, James Bond.
The multiplayer?
So you could do the multiplayer.
Oh, dude, that
online.
multiplayer is great, dude. Dogfights.
No 007 yet, but
dang.
That
was like a huge.
it's a
game
crime
on
if
that.
they don't put that up.
That'd be pretty crazy if they did. It'd be pretty.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But then they also announced that you get Sega Genesis games also, which is kind of crazy too. So you get that, and then if you get the expansion pass, you get the DLC for free for Animal Crossing.
Okay.
So that's one of those things. It's like, hey, if you
Hey,
pay
you at
for
least
this-
do that one time,
Right.
To get the expansion,
Yeah, might
not for
as
free,
well.
but
Yeah. But yeah, so it'll be interesting. The thing that's nice about the online pass is that you can have like the family pass. You can have up to 8 people.
Yeah.
So, guys, I'm gonna be upgrading, so I'm gonna be collecting money from you guys.
Just have Crystal say everyone give a certain amount. And you
Everyone gives $10. What?
Yeah,
That's
for a year, it's not.
That's
bad.
easy for a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so that's what's nice. Like,
Yeah.
it sounds like a lot. Like, I know people are like, man, $50 for the individual, and I'm like,
get a
you
family.
have a friend?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that is
you literally can like,
So for one person, it's 50.
Yeah.
For 8 people, it's 80.
yeah,
I mean, you just don't be dumb.
yeah.
Just be in the same family. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, it's
who's
friends.
the dumb who's doing just a single? Right?
Yeah.
You need some friends.
Not me.
But you know what I mean? Like,
You get it
have that
Will,
option.
right?
I don't think he'd want to.
You get one person
Why
on
not?
that.
You
and
make
it's
your own
already less.
profiles.
Yeah, it's completely separate. It literally has no effect.
Yeah, it doesn't have any effect.
I think I can actually block you guys though from internet access. So that's the
Internet access, just in general.
Yeah, completely.
Shut him off.
Dang, shuts my Wi-Fi off.
But that's pretty much it. I'm excited for like the N64 games. They add more. I hope they add Game Boy Advance games.
Oh, that'd be sick.
I need Golden Sun back.
Me too.
baby.
Yeah, man. What happened to that?
But
Man.
yeah, that's pretty much it for Nintendo Direct.
Cool.
You know what would be dope is if they, all the GameCube games where they had it was like the Game Boy Advanced.
Yeah, we hook it
Adapter.
up. Yeah,
Yeah, and you could play the Game Boy Advance on the
the
GameCube.
screen. Yeah.
There's a lot of like co-op advanced games, and like that'd be cool if they re-released some of those, like the Zelda one.
yeah. Four Swords.
Yeah,
and Crystal
Four Swords.
Chronicles was the same thing.
Well, they did release.
They
Crystal
re-released
Chron-
it, but I don't think it had any of the
Yeah,
original stuff.
but so does $80 seem too high to you guys, or 50? I guess would be the single
Not really. I mean,
price
I've been
point.
used to paying. What is it? 60
for Xbox.
for PlayStation.
Yeah.
I think Xbox is the same, but yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's the thing too. If you don't want to play N64 games, you can still say, "Oh, I'll pay the $20 to play the
Yeah.
NES games and the SNES games, and I'll still have the online access or whatever."
Yeah.
I mean, you have a lot of options.
Yeah.
That's what's nice.
I think it's not terrible, honestly.
I think I'm pretty sure I've seen people complain about it, but they could have announced that it was like any price point, and people would be like, "What is how much?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
People will always find something to complain about.
Yeah. I think they do need to work on their like stability.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Their infrastructure needs work.
So if their big complaint was like, we're paying this much money for not so great connection quality, I understand.
Yeah,
But
You're paying more so not
for the collection.
for the collection.
Yeah.
More so. Sound like the gopher in Winnie the Pooh. Hey, guys.
But yeah.
You're playing more so for the games, like the 64
yeah.
games, playing Mario, playing those games.
it is super nice too. If you play like the NES games or SNES games that are super hard,
You can save.
You can save.
Yeah.
Like that is so amazing to be like, I'm gonna
Dude.
save it there, or I'm gonna rewind. Like, oh, I just fell off a cliff. Let me just rewind it, and I'll start over instead of being like, oh my gosh, I have to start the game over now.
Yeah.
Like, just
Can't-
kill me.
I can't even imagine like modern kids nowadays trying to beat those old games where
No
it just
chance.
resets your progress completely. It's kind of a necessary quality of life change
Yeah.
that they just have to do.
So that's super nice.
Yeah. I think it's good. I think the price sounds right. And if you're out there and you're paying by yourself, try to find a buddy because that's a big price cut.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's so worth it. But nice.
And it's not like anyway, it's not like it's hard to do to be like, oh, let me just set up a family.
Yeah.
It's not like they're like, we're going to make it really hard for you to do that.
Yeah.
It's like they're pretty easy.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Sweet.
that's it.
Hey, good on Nintendo. Nice.
Cool.
So we'll go into DC Fandome, which was yesterday, Saturday. Choop and I and Mick got together to watch it was like 4 hours.
Felt like
Yeah.
18 hours.
The thing
Was it really 4? I thought it was like 3.
that was 4.
You pushed into 4, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
'cause
probably
we got
super
there at
glad you didn't
10.
go, Corey.
We got there at
I
10.
am.
It started at 10 and I left at 2. It was
Yeah. They had a lot of filler stuff.
they had a lot of CW garbage. And
me.
so
Nice.
I mean, they started off. We can just go. The first thing they started off with was Black Adam.
It was a strong start.
So yeah, they started off with The Rock coming out and doing a little teaser. It was basically a scene of him being introduced.
I guess it's the first time you see him in the movie.
Yeah, and so he kind of grabs the guy and turns him into a
Really
skeleton.
cool scene. I mean,
Which is really cool.
It looked really good. It looked like it fit in the Shazam.
Yeah, his
movie
suit looks
universe.
awesome.
Suit looks great.
Yeah, the area where he was in, that, like temple and stuff like that, that all matched.
The crown he had. And,
Man,
I mean,
it looked bad, man.
Yeah.
I really like
It looks good.
I think
I'm,
it looks
I'm
sweet.
stoked for this movie, man.
and it's gonna. I was seeing someone that he was cast as Black Adam before the MCU.
Wasn't it like
Like,
2007 or
He was like
2006 or something?
cast as Black
It's so
Adam, and it's
crazy.
taken forever
Yeah.
to get to this point.
Really?
So they're like, when he talked, because The Rock came out and was talking about how it's like
a passion
project for me. It's like, yeah, you can tell it is because he's been working on it and wanting to do it for so many years. So
When everyone, they kept saying he was born for this role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kept saying that. I'm like, I mean,
the hierarchy of power in the DC universe
about to
is
change. That's right.
So here's-
I mean, for real, dude. He just freaking.
And here's the
evaporated
other
that
thing.
dude.
So he's been posting stuff on Twitter, and someone asked him, like, who's stronger, you or Superman? And he keeps making mention of Superman and how he's gonna fight Superman.
Yeah, he's talked about specifically
Yes.
Henry Cavill a lot. Too.
Yes, and they have the same agent.
Yeah.
And Superman did make an appearance in the
In Shazam.
His
So,
butt or something.
Not the real
his back
one,
or
though.
People
something.
are saying
Crotch.
people
Nice.
are saying that like he's the best chance to get Henry Cavill back as Superman because he wants
Man,
he wants to
he has
get
leverage.
If you don't listen to The Rock, you're
Yes.
doing something wrong.
because he has leverage. Because if Black Adam does well, he's gonna be able to say, "Hey, I want to fight Black Adam." You know, I want to fight Superman. Sorry,
Yeah, I want to fight myself.
and I want it to be Henry Cavill Superman. So, give it to me. I just think. So for me, that gets me excited because I'm like, okay, we got The Rock on our side.
Superman's dead, bro.
Nah, dude.
He's dead, dude.
Well, that's what he said. He's like, the difference is, he's like, Superman's weakness is kryptonite. He's like, it's
Magic.
basically in magic. And then he's like, I'm all magic. And he's like, and between the two guys, there's only one guy that's willing to kill the other. He's like, and that's me. Superman's not willing to kill me.
Bad A, dude.
So I'm like, yeah,
Cool.
pretty sweet. Anyway, so that was,
That's how it started. Fandom
first thing.
on a great foot.
and then it went into CW, Lois,
The TV
Superman and
shows.
Lois, The Flash, where they talked about finally having the gold boots. They dropped a poster today
Oh my gosh.
of like Flash season whatever it is 7, and it's him, and it's like a close up of his gold boots. And the guy posted was like, they're really advertising this season like with the gold boots, like that. Such a weird.
It's got to
thing.
be like the main plot point in the season.
Yeah, so the Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, they had a Smallville reunion that Mick was excited
Mick,
about.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, just scared me.
yeah, she can hate on all the stuff all you want, but Mick was
Mick
pretty
loved that.
excited.
Smallville, let's go.
Somebody save me.
But I think the next big thing we were excited about was the little clip they gave of the Flash,
Yeah.
which Ezra Miller.
What a weirdo.
Yeah,
He's got an interesting fashion. No judgment here.
but it was basically a clip of them going into Wayne Manor, Michael Keaton's Wayne Manor.
2 Flashes and then Supergirl.
2 Flashes and a Supergirl. So, what do you guys think of that?
His new suit looks cool, but there's something about the helmet thing that just looked off to me, and I couldn't put my finger on it. And then I saw a meme today of someone like doing a side by side of the Lego Flash and his little clip-on like helmet thing, and it looks like identical. It just looks like
I saw
the
another-
life-size Lego.
I saw
And
another where it was
just-
Bible Man.
Or Bible, or Bible Man. Yeah, it just, I don't know. Maybe it'll look better in the movie, but I really liked the design that they had in, the Snyder Cut and stuff. But
Well, with the Snyder Cut done, it's over. We're moving on to better things.
it's never over.
The one part that looked weird, there's a shot where he's like looking, I don't know where he's at, but the helmet doesn't fit him. Like it's out here.
Yeah, that's
not snug.
Yeah,
But I saw a guy who was like, fixed it, and he put a picture of it where he just edited it so it looks close. And I'm like, that's something they'll probably fix in post. Because Ezra Miller said, we don't have enough. We don't have anything to show you. Most of it's not finished. So I'm like, that kind of stuff they'll touch up and fix. So to me, I'm not that concerned. Like the suit's going to look better than it did in those shots because they're not obviously they're not finished with the touch-ups they're going to do in post-production.
yeah.
Yep.
I think the storyline that's based off of has really big potential. It's cool. So I'm looking forward to it. It's Flashpoint. So, hey, I think it's going to be great. I hope so. I think it'll be cool.
Yeah.
I think so. Flashpoint's a really cool story, and I mean, they're obviously taking liberties because it's not a direct adaptation. But,
Always.
It looks good. I mean, I'm excited for it.
Well, so there's a shot where it's Flash, and then it's another Flash and Supergirl, and they're trying to recruit somebody in the Batcave, and they make it seem like it's Michael Keaton's Batman. But what I saw someone point out was they said the other Flash is wearing Michael Keaton's Batman suit with the Flash spray painted. So they're like, how could they be talking to Michael Keaton if he already has the Michael Keaton?
Oh my
Batman
gosh, are they
suit?
talking to George Clooney's Batman?
But I was like, it could be.
We can only hope.
It could be Ben Affleck's Batman. It could be a number of other characters.
Michael Keaton's Batman did have a lot of extra bat suits, though.
Yeah, that's true. But to me, it seems like if he already has it,
I see what you're saying. But
So-
isn't that specifically? That is the Flash, supposedly from that Batman universe, is what they're saying.
I don't know.
I mean, based off this 2-minute clip, I don't know if we can.
The other thing I'm
Guys,
thinking,
we don't have anything to show yet. Just that's how we started it out.
Yeah.
We don't have enough.
the other thing I'm thinking is that that other Flash, I think is going to become Reverse Flash.
Interesting.
I think that's how they're going to do it. I think they're going to have Ezra Miller, that Flash wanting Ezra Miller to go back and save his mother, and he's going to end up not doing it, and that's going to make him basically become Reverse Flash because our Flash, the Snyder Cut Flash, isn't willing to do that, to change the past, and that's what he wants him to do. And so I think that's how they're going to introduce him to be Reverse Flash, which would be a different take on it, but I think would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I did like the voiceover from Michael Keaton because he's basically saying you have the ability to go to any time and any place, and you choose not to. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And I mean,
Which is the worst advice.
but it's for obvious reasons. That's why he's saying that, because he relates to
losing his
If
friend.
I could go back and save my parents, I would absolutely.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool.
I think most people would do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
They have the capability of
I
doing
feel
it.
like you would.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited for it.
It's not coming until what, 23?
23, I think, right?
I don't think so.
Maybe even for.
I think it's 22, isn't it?
I think
it
it's
20?
22.
Oh, wait.
Shazam.
Shazam was
Shazam.
23.
2023.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah. That's
I
what
just
was
remember
like,
Red
dang.
and Lightning Bolt, and
I think they have
Yeah, it was
4
23.
movies coming because they have the Batman coming in March,
Aquaman in December.
Aquaman in December. What's the other one? Black Adam
Black Adam, is that next year?
in the
the
summer.
Okay, nice.
And this one, I don't know. Well, yeah, maybe this is 23. I don't know. They
I
haven't
don't know.
said.
Yeah.
But
I
I,
don't think
could
they
see
said.
them
I
doing
don't
3 or
think they
4
said.
movies. And
I mean,
so, yeah, we can go into Aquaman. They didn't show much. It was just kind of behind the scenes.
It's just funny to me because I know that. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that both Flash and Aquaman have filmed more than 25% of their movie. And yet you look at the Batman, what they did last year with their, like they at least put out a trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind seeing like the kind of behind the scenes. I don't know what they're called. They're like behind the scenes.
Yeah, sneak
thingies.
peek.
Yeah.
That's fine. But I would prefer like, put something together.
I think the differences with the Batman, they had more of like one character in a house in Wayne Manor. A lot of it wasn't any of the big set pieces. It was a lot of just the smaller, like Batman coming in.
Shows.
Yeah, but it wasn't even close to what they showed in this one.
Yeah.
They showed like one scene of him. With Aquaman,
The CGI
the whole thing is
ridiculous,
CGI because they have to do every hair. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure Flash has a lot more CGI too. So I think that's the reason they don't want to put something out there and show like 90 of this isn't completed. They're all wearing like fake green screen stuff, where that's not in the Batman. Like you have the Batman in a suit and he's like talking to James Gordon.
I think you're right.
That's what I was going to say.
I think you're right. Because I was thinking, I was like, I hate that BTS stuff. I hate not seeing it in its full glory. I think it kind of takes away some of the magic.
Sure.
But I think you're right. If they have to put something, they have to tease something, but they can't. That's the finishing. That's the last thing they do is the CGI and the post stuff. So you're right.
Especially because Aquaman had
but
so much stuff. Like,
yeah.
that.
Yeah, what was the budget on the first movie? It was like
I don't know.
in the 300 million range.
But I like the characters in Aquaman. I like that Orm's coming back and Black Manta's coming back. And it seemed them being like, oh, it's going to go all around the world. It's kind of like an adventure like that. It reminds me of Indiana Jones, kind of like even the first one did.
Yeah, it was like that.
And that to me feels like, okay, I can get on board with this. It's more of like an adventure movie, fantasy adventure, as opposed to what you're getting in the Batman, which is more like a noir movie. So
smaller scale.
It gives it more fresh.
Yeah.
And then it also allows it to be like, you don't need to be asking, well, where's the Flash when Aquaman's going on this thing? Because it's more personal to his story. But yeah, Aquaman looks cool. I like the first one. I know a lot of people didn't. The thing I did like James Wan say is that this one's more grown up and more, not darker, but he said
serious.
It's more serious, which I'm good with that because the first one did have some scenes that I was like, it's a little too goofy.
Is there going to be a Pitbull song?
There better be.
There better not be.
They're traveling around the world. You don't think they're going to have a Pitbull?
Mr. Worldwide. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I for the most part, I enjoyed I enjoyed the first movie.
So here's another thing. Putting on my Snyderverse hat.
You never take it off. You don't have to put it on.
In Zack Snyder's leaked stuff about his movies that he was going to do, he talks about that Arthur Curry, Aquaman goes and finds the Forgotten Kingdom of people, and they help fight Darkseid. And this one's called The Lost Kingdom, I think.
The Lost Kingdom.
And so they talked about that. And so
The Lost Kingdom.
People are saying that they're kind of taking some of his ideas because he's really close to Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of cool to me. That's like, well, they're kind of keeping the ideas that Zack Snyder had for the bigger universe. I think
people keep saying like, "Oh, Snyder versus dead." I don't think it is.
No, me neither.
I think it's chugging along, maybe in a different way than we would have expected, but I think it's still there.
Yeah. And then the next thing, Shazam. I guess
Smallville.
Shazam. They didn't show much.
Behind the scenes.
They showed
again.
They did the villains, which is I can't think of the actor's name.
Helen Mirren
and Lucy Liu is the other one.
Yeah, Lucy Liu.
And so they're like gods that come down and they're the villains and stuff like that. So it seems like it's, again, they're going on a bigger scale. The concept art of the places they visit.
So cool.
Looked cool. So I was like, that's pretty cool. And like you said, it fits better with the aesthetic of Black Adam.
Yeah. And I think based on just what little we've seen, so one of my big complaints about like the Thor movies is they don't it didn't seem like they went into enough of that mythology stuff. This seems to be diving into more, like branching out into more of the mythology of like Shazam and, you know, the gods and stuff. It just seems more interesting. So I'm excited for it.
And the suits look better.
Suits look better.
Even just without any CGI, just him sitting there talking in the suit. I'm like, oh, that suit looks cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be interested to see what the dynamic is, like juggling all the characters.
Yeah.
The Shazam family, because you know at the end of the movie, they just show up at the end of the first one, right? So it's like it'll be, just the complaint I have with most movies that have a large ensemble. It's like, can you get the most out of the story, and is it going to detract in any ways? But I'm excited. I like the first one a lot. So yeah, that one is 2023. So who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. Shazam was all right. So I think that this movie, it would be awesome if it improved off of what we saw in the first movie. Maybe these gods and this mythology really, wins me over. That'd be cool.
What are the things you didn't care for in the first movie?
I don't know. It just felt very like, it didn't feel very like, it felt more empty, I guess, a little bit. I like the story of the kid, Billy Paxton, I guess his name was.
Billy Batson.
Batson, yeah. And it was cool. I think it introduced some cool elements with the Shazam character and stuff like that, and the power. I didn't necessarily like the fights, like the end fight. I didn't really like that one as much. I also thought he looked kind of goofy in his suit. That's just personal preference.
No, I agree.
He looked like a little puffy. And then we got this now like suit, like it's almost like what's that? Teletubbies. Everyone has their own little color theme.
Power Rangers
kind of feel like, to me, like just off the cuff, it just feels like really kiddie. Which I mean, he is a kid, you know what I mean? Like, and so that makes sense. But for me, like in what I'm interested in, I don't think I can really love this next movie. But like I said, with the mythology, maybe it wins me over. Maybe the villains are really good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Haven't really seen. I've seen Lucy Liu, but the other chick, what was her name?
Helen Mirren.
Yeah, I don't know if I've watched a movie with her in it. Maybe I have, but as a super villain god, maybe she's awesome. So really, I hope the villains are great, and I think that's what could really get me into this movie. So we'll see. And they improved his suit, didn't they?
Yeah, he looked way better.
He looks better.
All the suits.
Yeah, they look
better.
I think that one of the reasons they're doing that is because it needs to fit with Black Adam. And Black Adam's suit is awesome.
Is Dwayne Johnson, is he a producer at all?
No, so
movie or
Adams Sandberg, who's the director, they asked him if he knew what Black Adam was doing when he did his. He's like, no, we were just doing our own thing. But now that Black Adam is going, he's like, this one we're kind of collaborating more. Yeah. And I think that's one of the big reasons The Rock is like, it has to match,
for sure.
And if not, like if you have the Shazam family showing up in their puffy suits and Black Adam shows up in his, it's not gonna fit.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think even this one, even Shazam is gonna be a little darker, like more epic, and kind of showing the mythology and all these other places, because it has to fit with what they're going to show in Black Adam. And it seems like it's a bigger, stakes are higher. So I think that's kind of The Rock basically, and what he's doing, basically lifting the quality of Shazam, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Josh says no.
No, I guess so. But it makes sense for the story also, though, because Black Adam has been Black Adam for however many millennia, right? He's like super old. The Shazam family just figured out these powers like
3 years ago
or whatever. Yeah. So it makes sense that they're still like
scrubs.
They're just kids. They're like, hey, we're figuring it out.
Yeah.
So I think it makes sense for the story to go that way. Whereas you got Black Adam that has this long story, whatever, tragic backstory that he has is looking for vengeance, kind of a thing. So
Yeah.
it makes sense for that to be darker. And then when you put them together, he forces them to grow up, essentially.
Right. Well, I'm not saying like in terms of storytelling. I'm saying more in the aesthetic of how the movie looks, like the costumes and those type of things. I think they're making a conscious effort for them to feel like they're in the same universe because they are. I mean, those powers are coming from the same people, so it would make sense that their suits would be similar. Does that make sense? I'm not saying in terms of the storytelling. I'm saying in terms of the aesthetic and how certain things are done. I think now that Black Adam is going and they're already moving forward with this movie, I think a lot of that trickled down to like, well, let's make sure these match up now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. That'll be cool. I mean, 2 years, unfortunately, but I'm hopeful for it. I'm always down. I actually really did enjoy Shazam. It's just it didn't like hit my top, favorites. It was just like, oh, that was delightful. That was fun. I didn't like some of the CGI. I didn't like some of the fights, but it was still fun. It was a fun movie.
I think delightful is a good way to put that movie.
Yeah, it was a fun little guy. And I haven't watched it again.
I think I only watched it once
Yeah,
as well.
so that kind of is a good way to judge it, for me at least. But
And then the last thing, I guess the last big thing was the Batman.
You forgot about the Peacemaker show.
man, you forgot about the best one.
You forgot Batgirl.
And Bat Wheels or whatever.
Yeah,
What was that,
Batwheels
dude?
was gonna
Well,
be sick.
Batgirl, they didn't
Car
do
spin-off.
anything. They didn't. I thought they were going to announce stuff. They didn't. They basically said, yeah, she's
we're working on
Batgirl.
it.
We already knew. I thought they were going to announce that Ben Affleck was going to be in it. They didn't announce that. They didn't
Gonna
even
be
say
waiting
that
for a
J.K.
while.
Simmons was in it. So to me, it was like,
No air cut.
we already knew that they were doing that. And Peacemaker, I mean, the more I see of that show, the less I want to watch it. It just,
It looked
they showed a
terrible.
trailer. To me,
It
it's
looked
like,
bad.
I'm not interested at
So
all.
you're telling me when the eagle hugged him, you didn't like that?
Dad, take a picture. Grab my phone.
I don't want to
No,
move.
it's not good.
No, it's not good. Okay.
In my opinion, for what I like, it's not something that I'm remotely interested in watching. And like
You
I
didn't
said,
like the part where he was like, I'm a superhero. He's like, I never heard of you. What's your name? Peacemaker. He's like,
no.
sure. Yeah, I know.
To me, it's like,
I know.
like I told these guys when we were watching, I said, when they first announced it, I'm like, I'm willing to give it a shot, especially if
It's a
Suicide
comedy.
Squad's good. I watched Suicide Squad. I didn't mind him, so I was like, okay. They released that clip, and I was like, this looks really bad. And then I was still on the, like, well, maybe I'll watch the first episode. After watching the panel and the trailer, I was like, I don't even want to watch the first episode. I'm not interested in it. It's not for me.
Well, it's a comedy, and if you don't like the comedy and you don't like the main character, like,
Why would you watch
just
it?
don't even worry about it. Yeah,
Just
move on.
what bothered me was just the fact that those office people
Yes.
were like so spotlit.
Were they in the? Yeah, they were.
They're in the show.
Oh, that's
Get
right.
this, dude.
I mean, I watched some of it.
In the panel, they said, it's like a superhero show meets The Office. And I was like,
Shut your mouth.
I was like, that,
They're like,
no.
except more people get shot in the face.
I was like, yeah, this is
More eagle hugs.
no, like,
100%.
are they going to have the guys like looking at the cameras being like,
Ah, man, I hate
The
that
gym
stuff.
face.
Ugh.
you know,
It
to
just
me,
doesn't belong. Ah, man, superheroes, the genre, right? Superhero movies. Man, it's really changed, hasn't it? It's changed a lot.
well,
Well, they're running.
You know,
they're trying to think of.
They're trying to do
ideas.
new, fresh ideas. Yeah, and it's making like almost like there's superhero movies isn't even like there's sub genres of superhero movies now. There's like comedies, there's like gritty, there's like, you know what I mean? Like mysteries, there's all this stuff.
I feel like it's a
Drama one.
It's a response to The Boys. Is that on Amazon?
That's Amazon.
That's an Amazon.
So because that did so well, it's gory, it's over the top. I think like they're like, why don't we do a rated R superhero, like over the top? And to me, it's like, I guess there's definitely people that like those shows.
Dude, I like
to me, it's not
Suicide
my
Squad
thing.
more than The Boys. I couldn't watch The Boys.
I have never.
There were
I've watched.
scenes that happened in the first episode that I was just like, I'm good. I don't want to keep watching this type of stuff.
I think I watched like 15 minutes of the
Yeah.
first episode. And I was like, no.
There was like a part with the girl, and I was just like, nah, man. Like, this isn't. Like, I get what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to humanize these heroes and be like, oh, yeah, they're flawed. look at them struggle. Even the most powerful guy, he's just douchebag and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, that's not.
It's to an extreme.
That's not what I want, though. Like, I don't know.
yeah.
Superhero movies, they've changed a lot.
I don't get like that, like with the boys or anything like that. Like the desire of being like, yeah, I'm like, have you ever wondered like what would happen when Superman has sex? Like that's what I've always wondered. So let me show
Right.
you it. You know what I mean? It's like to this extreme of like, no, I don't care. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Like, they're
It's
missing
this-
the point.
It's like this super. Let's make a super realistic and super gory.
But what if Superman was a douche and
Yeah.
then he's the way he acts? It's like
Like, what would you do if you had X-ray vision? I know without you.
Yeah.
Am I right, boys? It's like, nah, man. Like, dude,
Yeah.
come on. There's valor. There's honor. There's, it's just,
that's the
it's
stuff.
not the qualities that I want.
It's like that's the stuff
To watch.
when you watch. Like that's just like what you're saying, like valor, all that kind of stuff, like hope, courage, like all those things. When you watch something like that and it's just done well, it like inspires you. You feel
Self-sacrifice, all that
something.
stuff, yeah.
When you watch stuff like The Boys or Peacemaker, like I know they are gonna try to hit on the heartstrings with like obviously with his relationship with his dad and that stuff. Maybe it's well done, but I just feel like that kind of stuff. It's like to get a cheap laugh, like that kind of humor where it's like over the top, gory, crude kind of stuff. It's just to get a cheap laugh, and it's never lasting or enduring or doesn't.
I think
There's nothing of value in it.
I think the thing is that the world and the genre is evolving.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we, obviously we understand and we know it's happening, but it's something that we kind of have to come to grips with because, man, it got really good ratings, Suicide Squad, and a lot of people loved it. They loved that humor. They loved how they did everything. If you look at Rotten Tomatoes, you will see the evidence
Tomatoes
of people
sucks.
liking it. Unfortunately,
Rotten Tomatoes.
that's a source to look at. But it's a changing world out there, Jonah. But yeah.
Yeah, but
Something we didn't go over real quick was the video game.
Oh yeah,
Gotham Knights actually looked really cool.
it looks better
The
than
whole owl
the
thing?
Suicide Squad game.
Yeah, it looks actually really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that game.
I thought it looked dope.
We should play it.
I was very surprised.
We could do a 4-player, right?
Is it?
I think it's 4-player co-op.
On the same TV?
Well, probably
online, I
online,
think.
but
I wish it was on the same TV because then Crystal and I would play.
Yeah, that'd be
But
cool.
I think it's online only.
Yeah.
Because you can. At least.
Did they say who it's coming out on? Is it only next gen?
I think probably just next gen.
But cool. I thought the concept was cool. The whole Owl Society is really interesting.
I think
really
the
enjoy
Court
that.
of Owls is probably one of the best newer story
Yeah.
things in Batman that
Secret
that
Society.
has come out.
It's like
I love.
always watching.
Have you guys read the Court of Owls? And
Yeah, I have.
yeah, it's so good, and it's such a cool idea too.
they're saying that Court of Owls might be in Matt Reeves' Batman.
Yeah.
I
That's what people are saying.
I could
but
definitely see it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I could see that.
That would be cool.
I think the scenery, the way the whole movie looks, it could be very easily
I feel like
done.
it might
100%.
end with like a
That'd be
reveal.
cool. That'd be cool.
That the Riddler, because even the Riddler's making things like you're part of this too, like
Right.
the Batman and Riddle. So anyway, Gotham Knights still looks really good.
yeah.
Well, like in the like cut scenes and stuff like that they were showing, the cinematics, in-game cinematics, by the way, it looked pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Good job. Penguin was all scared and like talking about it, and he was involved. And he's like, "Oh, dude, you don't want to go down this road. You don't want to know about it." But yeah, so he was involved in the Penguin's in the Batman. So
And the gameplay looks cool. Like different characters have the different, like
Style.
pretty standard stuff. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean that's cool. The one that, like you said when we were watching, that we're excited for before we even knew anything, it was like Rocksteady's new game.
Yeah.
And then Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. The more they've shown of it, I'm like, this does not look like a.
Like, this is what Rocksteady's been working on?
Yeah, it's
is what you guys have been
kind
doing?
of disappointing.
Yeah, between the two games, it wasn't even comparable
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. Not even close.
yeah, the
And we
Suicide-
still don't have any gameplay from
Of the Suicide
Squad.
Yeah, they didn't show anything. There's just cutscenes.
Or even anything about like what's the dynamic. Like
Right, yeah.
when you play any character.
don't know.
it was just like flashy things that just catch your eye.
They're like,
And the characters are annoying. Like Captain Boomerang is annoying. I'm sorry. I like Harley Quinn, but I don't like Harley Quinn. I feel like they've gone to like the extreme of Harley Quinn.
I feel like we're getting too much of Harley Quinn.
Yes, and it's the extreme Harley Quinn. You know what I'm saying?
Be guys out there like, there's never too much in Harley Quinn.
No, but like, okay, Harley Quinn animated
That's
series.
a huge fanboys for her.
Peak Harley Quinn, like best Harley
The
Quinn.
OG.
And then it's kind of gotten more extreme to a point where it's like she's kind of annoying. You know, they push it that much, and I just feel like that's the one we're constantly getting is the extreme Harley Quinn. And I like more of the pudding Harley Quinn from the animated series, you know? But yeah, none of the characters are enjoyable from the little I've seen. I don't want to play any of those characters.
What about Shark Boy?
You know?
He's funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
What? Because Deadshot's the other one, right?
Yeah.
He's probably the one that I'm like, oh, he's cool. But I feel like everyone else is like, I don't.
I just don't know how they're going to go about those 4 characters taking on the Justice League.
I know, right?
It just seems like, I don't know if they'll like say something where, oh, since the Justice League are infected, they're depowered
They've lost
a little
power,
bit
like
or
Brainiac's
something. But
taken over.
it just seems a little like, really? Like,
I feel like they're going to be able to go after like some of the members of the Justice League, and the last guy is going to be Superman. Does that make sense? Like,
I still think that Superman looks like John Cena. It's so distracting to me.
Peacemaker.
It's really distracting.
Wait, they said this takes place in the
It's the
Arkham universe,
it's the
right?
Arkhamverse, yeah. It was the same Arkham logos and the same Arkham gate from Arkham Asylum.
I hope we're
Batman's
wrong.
rolling over in his grave.
I hope we're wrong. I hope this is like really good.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I hope it ends up being like,
I
wow,
don't
this is
hope
amazing.
It sucks, but just from what we've seen, I'm really not excited for it.
Yeah.
I would have much rather played either another Batman game, a Nightwing game, a Justice League game, a Superman game.
Well, from the rumors going from, oh, they're making a Superman game. Like that was the rumor coming out, and I was like, well, obviously they were building the Superman like avatar and all the models for it, but it was for a Suicide Squad game. So
Yeah.
Hey,
we've been duped.
hopefully it's great. Hopefully it's an awesome game. But it's unfortunate because we didn't really like the movie that much, so we're not really buying into this very well. So
Yeah, it probably,
get that.
It probably doesn't help that the Suicide Squad just came out and we were all kind of like,
yeah.
Yeah. I get
maybe
it.
if they made like a Zack Snyder verse game, then
There you go.
it'd be
Now you're talking.
Now
That's
you're
what I
talking.
want Rocksteady to do. A game where
Yeah.
you're Zack Snyder and you just go around and make movies.
You
Make the
slap
movies.
Warner Bros. execs
Yeah.
in the face.
So I guess
enter slow motion mode.
I guess the big thing.
No, wait. Why are you going to that one? What about Cape Crusader?
Yeah, bro. Why you
That was
talking about
awesome.
the animated series.
You didn't like that?
Just not letting you talk about.
Fine.
Well, he's doing the big reveal at the end.
I know he wants to go to the.
I don't know.
He wants to go to the big reveal.
You still haven't talked about Smallville yet.
And Bat Wheels and
Well, we don't need to talk about Bat Wheels
And the, like,
or the
Catwoman animated, which
or
is
the
kinda
Super
cool.
Pets. Super Pets animated
Super
movie.
Pets.
Okay.
the Dwayne The Rock
power
Johnson.
hierarchy has changed. in the Super
Ever
Pets.
heard?
Cape Crusader, which is
I thought you would be really stoked about that. Wow, he's not looking stoked. I'm
trying to be careful what I say.
No, don't worry about it. I mean,
So Bruce Timm, J.J. Abrams, Matt Reeves are doing a animated series that's basically a continuation or in the same vein as the Batman animated series. The art
one that
style
we were
looks
raised
really cool. Everything looks really cool. The thing, I was like watching the panel and I was like, this is great. I'm so excited for this. And then Bruce Timm, because a little backstory, Bruce Timm did The Killing Joke. And he had a scene in The Killing Joke where Batgirl and Batman have sex on a rooftop, right? And everyone hated it and everyone got upset with him. And people were saying how a lot of people attacked him saying he misogynistic, like all this stuff. Anyways, so Bruce Timm made it a point to say in the thing to be like, oh, this takes place in the 40s art style. That's going to be, we're going to have like the suits and the hairstyles and all that stuff. And I was like, cool. Because that's kind of, the animated series has that vintage look to it, which is really cool.
Art Deco design. Yeah.
And so he's like, and we just want to tell that it's going to be very inclusive and all of, like very much like everyone's going to be represented in it. Like, kind of made that point, and I was like,
And he said it was adult.
yeah. And so to me, I'm like, okay, that's fine, but I just feel like that is when that becomes like this has to be this way. It takes away from storytelling.
Bro, that's what they
To me.
Everyone has to say that nowadays.
I know, but
That's like their disclaimer that they have to lead out with.
right. But that's all
you
I'm
go.
saying.
Moving on.
That's all I'm saying is like where I was a little disappointed because I was like, man, the way they were talking about and the storytelling and all that stuff, and then I'm like, I hope storytelling doesn't take a backseat to be like, hey, but look at these characters we've got, because I just feel like it takes away from
I don't think it
telling
will.
good stories.
I don't think so either.
I don't think it will. I think
Until you, never mind, I won't say it. I'm just saying that was the one thing that kind of bummed me out. Like I was like, okay, well we'll see.
I would wait and see.
Well, yeah, of course.
Jonah has an incredible ability to find one negative thing and just latch on.
It's
to
Bruce Timm,
I think
it's
it's gonna be
J.J.
J.J.
Abrams, and it's Matt Reeves.
It's Matt Reeves.
Yeah.
I'm not, hey guys, I'm excited for it. I'm just saying,
Don't sound it.
seeing how other things have been going, I'm just hoping it's
I think Cape Crusader has a lot of potential.
Canceled.
I think it's going to be really good.
I think we should cancel Jonah right now for his dumb opinion.
I'm already gonna get canceled for saying that I'm not excited for inclusion.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll
I get
bleep
what
it
you're
out.
saying. I get what you're saying. We'll bleep it out. Sorry, I didn't know you didn't want to talk about that. My bad.
No, I didn't say I didn't want to talk about
Well, you're
that.
skipping it. You didn't want to talk about it.
I was just
Right.
looking at the time we have and how long we've been going, and I was like, oh,
Okay.
that's why I was like, oh, we can.
I can't see the time. So.
Was there anything else before we go to the Batman trailer that you guys wanted to talk about?
I think we should talk about the Batman. It's about time, Jonah. We should.
Supergirl season 6. It's the last season, guys. We got to talk about it.
What were the funniest moments during filming?
Oh gosh,
Oh,
something
there's
with
one time
food.
that
Oh.
I ate a Tad pancakes.
It's so comfortable when Batgirl or Supergirl carries you. And he was like, oh my gosh, yeah, it was strangely comfortable. And I'm like, oh, what am I watching, dude?
That was pretty rough.
Well, there was this one time that I was gonna like fold 2 pizzas and eat them together, and then they were like, "Oh,
someone
Chad
else did it.
already
We already
did that."
And why was he wearing a green face, dude? Was
Because he's
he right off the set?
Brainiac.
Brainiac 5,
Was he right off the set?
Yeah, dude.
Probably.
Okay. Couldn't watch that.
Anyways,
distracting.
that was just a little inside
There's a lot of little
conversation
things.
to the Supergirl.
Yeah.
I think overall
CW.
DC fandom this year was kind of disappointing.
Yes.
But it did end
Well,
on a
high
very,
note, yeah.
very high note with the Batman stuff.
Yeah. Go ahead, talk about it.
Oh, well, they had another behind the scenes thing, like it or not. They actually did have some really cool stuff in
Yeah,
there.
I thought it was good.
Matt Reeves talked more about the movie. We had Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, kind of discussing their roles in the movies and what they went through. It just makes me really excited for the movie. And
It looks great.
And I'm stoked that the movie comes out in March. I am really glad it wasn't pushed like summer, next fall. Like spring is good. March
That's
is
not
good.
bad. March.
It's good.
It's coming up.
So that's 2 weeks. 2 weeks before Doctor Strange. So people are like,
Oh, it's going to get leaked, by the way. You're going to be so pissed.
So it'll be
Who's
interesting.
gonna blink?
It'll be interesting
Strange
because
gonna
they're
blink?
they're coming up pretty close.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. 2 weeks. Yeah.
I feel like this movie has the potential to do
The
huge.
Oh, yeah.
oh,
You think
absolutely.
Disney might push? I don't
I think they might blink.
You think so?
For the Batman?
They push like 2 weeks?
I think they might.
I think
Give 'em a
Disney
little bit more
might
breathing room?
pay the guy more money to leak the movie.
Yeah.
It's Disney who's leaking it. Yeah. They're
I'm
really-
just saying, like, there's been kind of like a break from Batman. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it made a lot of money. BBS made a lot of money, but this is the first standalone Batman
Since
movie
Nolan's.
since Nolan's.
Yeah.
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 And I
that's
think
true.
like the aesthetics are different enough that people are like, "Whoa, that looks different." Like that looks really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
All the hype around it is huge. Both trailers have been really well received.
And you have all these Twilight fans that are like,
no,
"What's
that-
the next?"
Not
I love
that's
Pattinson.
not
Yeah.
that's not
Pattinson.
a bad that's not a bad point. You got all these girls that
It's
are
a big
Pattinson
crowd.
fans
It's a big
that
crowd.
you only
maybe
about
aren't
have
watching
a-
comic book movies
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, he's the new Batman. I'm going."
Only about half of them, though. So half of them are hashtag Team Jacob.
That's
Unfortunately
true.
for you.
They need to bring Robin. Can he be the Robin?
Oh gosh. As long as he has like the long waist length hair.
I think you're right though. I think it's going to do really well.
Gangbusters.
The only thing that is going to keep it from maybe getting to that $1 billion mark, which is what, some Marvel movies do and Joker has done, Aquaman has done, is the pandemic stuff. Like, depending on the
state of things.
People are still afraid to go to movie theaters, and other states are like limited. But I do think internationally, like, Batman is huge. Like, it's just in Mexico, everywhere else, Batman is just a draw. Matt Reeves is a good director. Like Mick said, the 2 trailers have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Everyone likes them, unless you're
Stupid.
Scott Mendelson.
He didn't like it?
No.
Okay.
And he's...
Poor man.
So I just think you're right. This thing is like a bomb about to explode, because I feel like...
We're dead.
Oh my god!
No, I feel like...
Are you threatening us?
I feel like
Bomb
the
threat.
superhero movies that have come out recently haven't like been amazing, and I think this one can be amazing. So I just think it's going to be like one of those movies that people go over and watch again and again and again.
I mean, I know I'll be there multiple times.
Back to back.
And it's not coming to HBO Max. It's going solely in theaters.
Yep.
So,
Well, let's
Until it gets leaked, like Corey said.
let's talk about the trailer then.
I liked it.
A lot.
The shot at the end of the trailer
the
where
best shot.
he's coming, where it's upside down.
Oh yeah.
I was watching a reaction, and I didn't think about this, but the guy's like, "Huh, look at it's upside down. He's like a bat hanging from the ceiling." And I was like, "Ah."
yeah.
Did you watch Did you watch the real rejects?
That was a real. I did watch the Real Rejects one,
Because he said the same thing.
but I was like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That shot is amazing.
The music too.
Yes, the music's gonna
is
be awesome.
great.
Yeah, even just the way it starts, where it's like they're like going into the diner, and they're still not showing the Riddler's face.
I'm wondering if there's like a reveal in the movie that's
He's actually not the Riddler.
no. If there's just something,
He's got a third
because
eye.
there's something special because they don't never show his face. They do purposely don't show you it, but they have shown him with his mask on.
Yeah, he's
so I don't
got
know
like
if he's
that.
like deformed face or something. He's actually Two-Face Riddler.
Whoa.
But I don't know if
Tell me
there's
the
something.
Two-Face Riddler Joker.
It just feels like there's something
Something
about it that there's a reason he's not showing it, because you'd feel like you'd show it. Everyone
Yeah.
knows which actor's playing
Right.
it, so it's not
Maybe
like
his
it's a
face
secret.
is scarred to look like an owl's face.
Or maybe he has question mark tattoos on his
I'm
face.
thinking a damaged tattoo.
Damaged. Damaged? Question mark.
Because it is interesting. They don't show him at the beginning, and then the later scene, which I'm assuming at this point, where he's in the
Jail.
They cut it off
Yeah.
before you see his face. So it seems kind of weird that they wouldn't just like, hey, you know what Paul Dano looks like.
And then later in the
Is.
movie, they show the video, and it's his face, but he's got the mask
Yeah.
on. So I think, there's a reason they're not showing it, so it must be important to the movie.
I think it's cool. Yeah, to me, it just hypes up the mystery of the character.
Yeah.
Makes it cool. I loved how it opened. I got like Arkham Knight vibes with the diner. I thought that was pretty cool. The aesthetic of the city, of the Gotham that they created, I love. Like the cinematography. It's the same guy that did Rogue One, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're saying that hallway scene with Vader
hallway
and the
scene.
one in Wayne Manor when
Yeah.
he's just getting shot.
But the lighting, the use of like the yellows and the red lights are something about it. Just
Very
seems,
warm. Everything is warm tinted.
Yeah, it seems very cool to me.
Yeah. Well, no, warm. Because you said cool. Sorry.
Seems very
Stupid
warm
joke.
to me.
Stupid joke.
Womp, womp, womp.
Graphic designer joke. Sorry.
Yeah, no, there's a couple.
Seems very cool.
There's a couple awesome shots in this. I don't know if we saw it in the first trailer, but where he has the flare and it's above
He's like
shot,
leading
and
a
he's
bunch
like
of people.
walking. Looks like they're walking through a sewer or water.
If you pause it,
They're in a question mark.
no, he's walking through, and it looks like people wearing white masks. So that's why people are saying like, is that Court of Owls? Because it looks like it's a bunch of cops, but then there's some that have like It must be the reflection, but they have
it's
white.
Or maybe it's the
I thought it was the
he
people with
beat-
the painted face.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
thought, too.
maybe.
like the gang, the
Yeah.
white, yeah.
Like I've heard people like
Skeleton
theorize
faces.
if he like wins them over.
Maybe.
Kind of like in the Dark Knight Returns.
Maybe.
It's like, follow me now. You guys are my
Yeah,
bad
like
boys.
now you guys are mine.
Bad boys.
my bad boys.
Oh, bad boys.
Bad boys,
My
bad boys.
bad boys, bad boys. Oh, what you gonna do?
That scene with the bat where he
Boys.
like takes it from the guy and he like starts
Yeah.
hitting him with it. I'm like, okay, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And Colin Farrell
Dude, it's so
doesn't
crazy.
look. It's incredible. That they should already get an Oscar for makeup, and Colin Farrell should get a Best Supporting Actor.
You should, yeah. You should.
Two lines.
I like, yeah, exactly.
Hey, sweetheart, take it easy.
He just sound. It just looks good.
He doesn't have a
Good.
typical, I guess, British Cockney
Yeah, Cockney.
is what
accent.
Penguin usually has, but
I like that better. Like more.
I like
just
it. Yeah, it seems to probably fit more because they're
I'll
probably
say-
in like the New York area anyway.
I think everything about all about this movie is
Gotham
like,
area.
it just feels more real
Yeah.
Yeah,
and not cartoony or comic-y. I think it's just more on that realistic side. And the Penguin kind of exemplifies that. He looks very normal. Like, I mean, you can still tell, you know the intent, but
I love how
It's
like
real.
over the top he is though, without being like cheesy or annoying.
Yeah, yeah.
Like just his
He seems like just like his
line-
over the top gangster.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
his line there. He's overexcited and his line delivery in the car when he's being chased by
Yeah.
Batman. It's just I love it. It's so
And the
good.
Batmobile is sick.
Oh,
People
man.
complained about it when they first put out the picture, and I'm like, you seeing it?
I like it.
in
Action.
the trailer. You're just like, this is.
It looks great.
It's like you're saying, realistic,
Yeah,
more
it's
down to earth.
low tech. It's like early stages
Yes.
of Batman, dude. I love this stage in Batman's story, and so
And I like-
that's why I'm so pumped about it.
I liked what they said about that, where it's like he's a year into it,
Yeah,
and he's kind of got gadgets, but you're gonna see him kind of, use things and become more and more Batman kind of thing. It's just like, it's cool, good stuff.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we also got our first look at Alfred,
Yep.
oh, yeah.
bearded
Andy
Alfred,
Serkis,
Andy
yeah.
Serkis.
And scarred
Yeah.
up a little bit.
Yeah,
I wonder if he like spars with Bruce.
I want to see what their dynamic is like. What
Yeah.
between this Alfred and emo Bruce Wayne.
It seems to be
Emo
more
grunge
like
Bruce Wayne.
I mean, every once in a while, I think every Alfred has kind of gotten to the point where he's like, "What are you doing to yourself? Like, this
Yeah.
is a terrible idea." But this seems to
Your
be more.
mind, father.
Oh wait,
I saw you like tangerine.
Hey man, he sounds great, dude. Shut up. Stop mocking
I
him,
love
bro.
Michael Caine.
By the way,
Michael Caine.
he retired.
He's not.
He said he retired as an actor.
No,
No.
they said he retired, and he put on Twitter and he's like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm not retired.
So he's back for the Nolan movie.
So the Nolan movie,
Oppenheimer, baby.
he's the constant.
he is the con.
But yeah, Alfred looked cool. Andy Serkis, he's great. So it'll be cool to see his take on it. We also saw Catwoman, a lot more Catwoman stuff.
She looks awesome. Like, she looks like it's
How many
gonna
different
be-
hairstyles did she have?
She was undercover a couple
She had
times,
a-
right? She had like the
quite a
red
few.
bob hair and
Yeah.
a couple of different haircuts.
Yeah.
I hope their dynamic is really cool.
I think it will
I
be.
feel like a lot of
they,
What? What are you laughing about? Jonah's just laughing.
Laughing at you, dude.
Nothing.
No, you had to say
You
it.
can't do that and
What?
just say nothing.
Because I said a
nothing.
bob
Spill it.
haircut.
No, I think the
Then what are you
dynamic
laughing
is really good.
That was funny to you.
They, my,
I'm so
Man,
confused.
no,
Whatever,
it's because we were talking about them like 5 months ago. You know when Pattinson got COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was all these articles about how Matt Reeves didn't like Pattinson because he got COVID and he wasn't strong enough. He wasn't going into the gym and all this stuff.
Wait,
and
those
then-
were two separate things. He got COVID and he wasn't strong enough, or he's like, he got COVID because he wasn't strong enough. He wasn't going to the
separate
gym.
things. Like there was this whole big narrative like he's not big.
Did Grace Randolph tell you this?
No, it was all over. John Campea had it all over his show. Like there was all these
Bunch of
people.
nubbers.
There's a bunch of articles going out. But one of the articles that came out was that Matt Reeves is super angry with Pattinson because him and Catwoman had sex on top of the Batmobile on set. And like that was a big thing that was going around, and everyone was like,
Jonah.
"Oh my gosh, this is crazy."
Man, why do you have to
Why
talk
are you
about
bringing
this
up
stuff,
this
man?
tabloid?
I'm just saying.
Jonah's like the tabloids. Like, we need a tabloid section of this.
What I'm saying is that was like the big
Extra,
thing.
extra, read all about it.
That was
Did you hear patents and had sex
That
in the
was-
Batmobile?
no, but that's why I laughed, because it was so like over the top ridiculous, and everyone was like talking about it on their shows. Like, is it true that they're gonna can Pattinson and put in another actor? Matt Reeves has had enough. It's like, this is so insane.
Sounds exactly like a headline on tabloids.
exactly.
Well, that's what it was.
It's
But like
hilarious.
everyone was running with it. Like, oh my gosh, the Batman's in. They have to do all these reshoots now because they have to get rid of Pattinson. Because he was so angry. It was on the Batmobile.
you
I'm like,
believe
oh my
that?
god, no, I never believed it.
Man, you're such a
It sounds
sucker,
like
dude.
you
I'm
believe it.
laughing at it because it was like so
I never
crazy.
even heard that.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
No one heard that.
Yes,
I don't read tabloids, dude.
it's all over Twitter, guys.
Well, thank goodness that's not.
Jonah's not the case.
It's all
Jonah's
over
in line at
nerd
Walmart. He
Twitter.
just saw the magazine like sitting in the
Yeah.
checkout.
Oh, man, that's
Interesting,
funny.
but yeah,
Her outfit looks good.
yeah.
It's kind of like a fusion of a couple of different versions of Catwoman, and I don't know. It looks good.
And I don't think, obviously, I imagine her suit evolves. Like she's got kind of like the little mask a little bit, but looks pretty low tech. I imagine.
Yeah.
At the end, we'll probably, maybe not even at the end, but I could see it like setting up at the end.
I can see Tony Stark showing up and giving them
giving her
both
a
like
medal.
Iron Man suits that they just press and turn into
Yeah,
Iron Cat, Iron Bat.
Ooh. They get arc reactors. Cool. I really hope that there's some kind of like, because the vibes I get from the trailer was kind of like a lot of like not political intrigue, but like city political, like smaller scale, like
Yeah.
confusion,
Like corruption.
which is obviously a
You need
Theme-
that in a Batman.
theme that follows
Story,
always.
yeah.
So Riddler maybe turns the police on Batman or something like that, or some kind of aspect of it. I'm just excited to see something more, I don't know, smart, I guess.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
a little bit
Well-
more interesting, something that requires some thinking to be like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Well,
And like you said,
Yeah,
that realization.
Definitely more of like a
I love that.
crime mystery
Yeah.
thriller.
Yeah.
Well, even from the first trailer, you see that the Riddlers kill the mayor, right?
Yes.
And then you see,
So we're assuming that he
And then-
Hit the spoiler button, Mick, please.
and then in that first trailer
It's still
too,
going. Okay.
in that first trailer too, you're seeing that like they're at the funeral, and there's the cop guy, like the commissioner or something, and he's like has a bomb. So it's the Riddler's going after people in Gotham that are like powerful, and
Maybe involved with the Court of Owls.
that's what people are kind of thinking. It's like, oh, it's like a deeper corruption,
Yeah.
and Thomas Wayne was part of it, and that's why Batman's dragged into it. So it's cool, and I think it's going to be one of those movies, kind of like a Nolan movie, where at the end there's kind of like everything's revealed kind of thing. And it's like I think that's what Matt Reeves is going for, where you're going to think it's going one way, and then there's going to be like Batman realizes who the real mastermind is, and it's actually Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
Well, I wonder how early.
That's what all those guys behind him, they're fans of the.
Yeah.
They're in the same universe. Yeah.
I wonder how early the Paul Dano's character will get captured, though. Like, is that like
That was the opening scene.
early in the movie? Is it midway through?
That's the end credit scene.
So the. Yeah.
I feel like it,
You never know.
It just seems like it's earlier in the movie, and he'll do most of his damage from like behind bars. Interesting.
Well, maybe.
So you're basically thinking it's like the same kind of Joker aspect with the Dark Knight, where he gets captured and
like
things are
on
still
purpose,
moving.
Yeah.
I think it'll be very different from that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think you got to be careful of being too close to
Yeah.
another movie, and I think they'll be intentionally different. But
Yeah, a lot of movies do that though.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be mid-movie when he gets captured.
I think
it's so
Who
wrong.
thinks it's gonna be the last?
going to be at the 30-minute mark.
All I'm saying is, I think he's going to start killing people and
At the
leaving
beginning of the movie.
leaving the clues and stuff like that, and leaving the clues, and then
And then the Batman's going to do
because
some
there's
stuff.
that whole thing where he says in the movie, he says, "What's black and blue and dead all over," right? And then he says you. I think he's talking about. I think he basically murders basically all of Gotham City police, black and blue, because that's what they're. That's the colors of the police department, like they blue and black. What's black and blue and dead all over, and I think that's what that big explosion is. He basically like lures all these cops in and kills them all, and that's kind of like that's where he escapes. I think that's kind of.
I think that's the first guess you'd make, for sure. I think that could be true for sure. But I mean, that's the common theme, right?
Yeah, and that's like I said.
They do that in The Dark Knight Rises.
I think the opening scene will be him with a mask on.
And he box him out. Yeah, I think we've talked about it before, but I'm just excited to hopefully get a more like detective.
Yeah.
The Batman, the great detective kind of a thing.
Even though the Nolan movies are probably the best Batman films, I think they were lacking.
He does one thing. He's like, let's recreate this bullet.
That's still confusing.
And he's like, yeah, look at that. There's a fingerprint on there.
I don't know what happened in that scene.
What do you mean?
Like, why did he shoot the other, like...
He needed to find the right bullet to see what size it was.
What?
Yeah, I don't think it makes sense either.
Because he cuts the thing out of the wall in the crime scene. He has that piece. Isn't, like, the bullet fragments in that? Why does he shoot 3 other things?
Hey, man, because he can.
And then he, like, holds it up to it, and he's like, oh, yes,
I think you need to rewatch the movie because it's
for the
really
50,000th time? I don't know. Well, explain it.
I can't remember. I need to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what happens either.
Yeah, I
just
like,
know he
what?
figured it out. He's like, yep, there it is.
He needed to know the exact make of bullet, so he knows how it exactly shatters when it penetrates brick. Because different brands of bullets shatter different ways because of the weakness of the shells.
What?
Yeah.
That still doesn't make sense.
Science.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How does it not make sense?
Are you a master of ballistics?
Are you?
Batman is.
You're not Batman.
Exactly. So listen to him.
Exactly
listen
right.
to Batman. Why are you
You need
questioning
to figure
Batman?
out what
Why
bullet
does-
it was.
You're
He
asking
has it
questions.
in there. Why doesn't he just scan the part that he has?
Because he's a ballistics expert. He knows how to do it, dude. Why are you questioning him, man?
It's confusing.
What, are you going to go up to Elon and be like, I don't
just
think
explained it to
Elon
you.
Musk, I don't think you're doing
Do you
rockets
understand
right.
it?
I don't think these rockets work right. I'm
not
gonna
talking about
question you.
Elon.
I'm just saying he's a professional, and so is
so is
Batman.
Batman.
He's also.
I'm just saying it does.
He's also a fictional character.
Things cannot make sense in a fictional movie.
All I'm saying is I hope we get something more than just him
I
doing
agree.
that kind of stuff.
I mean, to be
Something a little
fair-
more easy to understand.
I want him
Simple
hitting
things.
the bricks, getting out his notepad, writing stuff down.
If he's not carrying around a magnifying glass,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be pissed off. Looking for question marks.
So I mean, I think you guys are going to get a rougher version of Batman. So
I think so.
Yeah, it's not gonna be clean. It's not gonna have a massive database where you can hack all the phones and see exactly everything.
Right?
It's gonna be more realistic, like I
Yeah,
said.
I think so.
The imagery, more realistic. Everything. Batmobile, it's just like a modded car.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Smaller scale, feels like. In a good way.
Origin kind of feel, origin story feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will we see Martha and Thomas die? Will we see it again?
Yes. But never as cool as Batman v Superman. You're going to get a nightmare where he has a nightmare of it. Or something like that.
Probably. Yeah. People complain that they see it too much, but it also just seems weird for it not to be at least mentioned or brought up. I don't know.
Well,
Like, it just,
People complain this. They say the same thing about like Uncle Ben dying for Spider-Man movies,
yeah.
and you didn't see it in this one. And I feel like it's I feel like it hurt the movie.
Yeah,
You know
it
what I
feels
mean?
like you're missing
You're
something,
like, what?
right?
What's happening?
Yeah.
And also, it doesn't help. No, we're getting into complaining about Spider-Man.
No, keep going.
I'm just saying
I
that.
see a Batmobile thing.
I was just saying like
the Batmobile.
That is way different.
I'm just saying like the portrayal of Spider-Man in that and the new ones is like Aunt
something
May's
is-
super young.
something's missing
We
there.
never saw Uncle Ben die. It doesn't feel right. He'd
That's-
be old. And to see that old man die.
I mean, it's a crucial part to Spider-Man's origin. It's a crucial part to Bruce
Right.
Wayne's origin.
I don't understand that complaint. Like, we see it every movie. It's like,
I have to see
who cares?
Yeah,
It's
like,
like
why
10
is
seconds.
it a bad thing to see.
Like even BVS.
Well, it's longer in BVS because it's in slow mo. So.
BVS is like a minute.
Yeah,
Well, and it's in the credits.
And it's in
like,
credits. And it's beautiful. It's
People are-
absolutely beautiful. I cried listening to that stuff.
The song is awesome.
It's the way it's shot. Everything. That opening scene.
Funny one. How it's shot.
That
How he shot, you mean?
that
How they're
opening
shot.
scene in that. Anyway, we don't need to talk about it. I'm going to go on my diatribe of how that opening scene tells you everything
so
you're
we
going
are
to see
gonna
in
talk about
BVS.
So I would say, I don't think I'd be upset if they didn't show us, but I would still like to see like a reference to it. Like
Sure,
maybe he's
like
at
something.
Maybe he visits the alleyway, right, and leaves. Or I could even do.
Well, he's looking at a picture and Alfred comes up and he's like, sucks when your parents got shot. You miss them, son? Something like that, you know?
Yeah, something like that.
That's Andy Serkis.
Or even just like even if it's a nightmare, but I don't have to see the whole scene play out again. It could just be something as simple as him running down an alleyway and hearing 2 gunshots. You know what I mean?
Like animated series, running down the alleyway and then it turns
so
into
good.
a gun
Yeah.
and he jumps out of it and then the water's going down and turns into blood.
Yeah, I think it's done really well in Batman Telltale because he like looks at the tickets for the movie, like bloodstained,
And he goes, "Look at this photo."
there's kind of like there's almost like a shadow version of his parents getting killed behind
Yeah.
him, like just something like that.
Something
like
creative like that would.
yeah, and I think
I don't think it would fit with the aesthetic of the movie though. You know what I mean? I feel like they're pretty grounded.
Got to be gritty.
What
man.
you're seeing
It's
is
gotta be real.
So I don't know.
It's gonna be either a nightmare he has, a dream he has, or he's just
nightmare works.
or he's just gonna talk to somebody about it, like Catwoman about it, and he's just like, "What made you this way?" And he's like, "My parents got shot when I was a kid."
So you don't think they'll do a live replay of it and then a time jump? You don't think they'll do that?
I don't think so.
I think that'll be in a dream.
Yeah.
Like he's like,
Yeah.
like Bruce. You know, he's
Oh my god! So, we get sweaty Pattinson rolling around in his bed.
I guess either way, I would be totally fine to see it again. I'm not one that's bothered by it.
I don't. To me, it's like, sure, let's see it again.
It's a dumb
We've already
point.
established you like seeing people get killed, though.
As long as it's not kids. I don't mind parents dying.
Oh,
Wow.
cool.
Okay.
On that note, I think we
They've
should
lived
wrap
their
up.
lives.
They live their lives. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see whether or not they do. Like
Yeah.
you said, Corey, if they're gonna go, hey, we're going straight into the movie. We're giving you the parents dying, and then we'll do a time jump.
I don't think it's the best play, but I mean, it's an option for sure.
I don't think
too,
because the
too
thing
close to BVS. To
So you don't think that they're going to go for that like gritty, like, man, you better like feel this pain.
yeah, but I think they're
Feel
going
this
to do it
pain with
later.
Okay.
I think it's
I
going to
believe that. I can
start
believe
with
that.
him, and then at some point you're going to see it.
Okay.
Like when he's like talking about his mental health or something.
just having a bad day.
He's talking about his mental health.
It's been 15
With
years.
Alfred.
It's been 15 years, Alfred.
And he's like, why don't you go let a woman make you honest or something?
On the Batmobile.
Cut.
No.
And then it's literally a different actor.
We just waxed it.
So weird. What a weird rumor. Tabloid Central. Yo, you let us know what the latest tabloid titles are, dude. I think they're on. I think they're funny, dude. They're really funny. That's great. But yeah,
All right.
super hopeful. I'm excited.
Yeah. Very
Next
excited
year?
for the movie.
Early next year.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think that's the episode then.
Yeah. When are you coming back from Utah?
So I'll be back Sunday. So we could totally do it Monday if you guys wanted to do a Dune review or whatever. But
Yes.
I guess we'll figure that one out.
Next week we'll probably talk about Dune then. So
Yeah.
so join us for that.
Hopefully
Watch
it's awesome.
Dune
Hopefully it's watch it.
in theaters. Don't
Download
pirate
it.
it.
pirate it.
Oh, you
Spend money.
don't be dumb.
Watch it the
You're gonna
real
get
way.
a virus if you pirate.
Watch it on IMAX, just like Christopher Nolan would want you
Or just
to.
watch it on HBO Max if it's comfortable for you.
Sure.
If you pirate it, dude, the FBI is gonna be knocking on your door, dude.
Yep.
Open up. So, well, hopefully, Dune's great.
Hopefully. I have high hopes.
Yeah.
All right. Want to send us?
Oh wait, I said I was gonna bring something up. So
Bat Wheels. Smallville.
which I want to get your reaction because you know this person.
Oh gosh.
Rusty sent me.
No.
Rusty sent me a message.
What Bane thing did he do?
Rusty sent me a message. He's like, "Are you going to talk about the Batman trailer on your podcast?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, probably." He's like, "Are you going to talk about how cheesy the line was when Batman hit the glass?" And he's like, "What have you done?" What?
Okay.
He said it felt really cheesy to
Okay.
him, and so I was like, "Well, I was going to ask the guys if they felt." I didn't feel it was cheesy.
I don't think it felt cheesy. For me, I couldn't understand what he said
Yeah,
the first couple times. I was like, what did he
This
say?
is the first time I'm understanding what he said.
Yeah.
I never knew what he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah,
I was
he's-
like, huh.
So I think
What have you
because-
done?
So if it was really clear and understandable, I think it would have come off for me as a little bit cheesy. So Rusty out
couldn't
there,
understand him.
I'm with
So
you.
Rusty
But the
out there.
fact that it was real rough, I was like,
just
well, I don't
barking.
know what he barked at, but he said something. He's not happy.
What I told
Man,
Rusty
he didn't
is-
even do anything to that window, by the way. He's weak.
what I told Rusty, I was like, to me, it didn't feel cheesy, but I was like, but it also was cut weird. To me, it felt like
I felt like they lingered on it maybe a little long.
I felt it was really quick. Like
Well, I feel like
he
There's
did
a
it.
lot of quick.
Well, they gave you
shots.
the intro shot, and then he said that. Obviously, I feel like that's a way longer scene,
Yes.
and they just had to cut. Like, this is the intro.
Yeah.
This is him yelling.
In the movie, it'll fit better, and so
Yeah.
that's what I told him. I was like, I feel like it's gonna
Yeah.
work better in the movie, but he felt it was cheesy.
There were a lot of.
I would not say.
I think the thing is when you
Cheesy.
have so many awesome shots,
Yes.
then you have something kind of not as great. It could come off that way comparatively. So
Sure, yeah.
I get it.
I guess for me,
it was probably
did.
one of the weaker shots. Probably one of the
I agree
weakest.
with that. I agree
so,
with that.
Yeah, I get that.
I honestly had no idea.
I
I was
didn't
like,
mind- I
is
didn't mind
Christopher
it.
Nolan directing this movie? I can't even understand what he's saying.
Where is she? Anyways, Rusty.
Yeah,
Thanks
there you
for-
go, Rusty.
Thanks
There's
for
your answer.
asking.
Thanks, Rusty.
Hey, maybe leave a review next time.
Yeah, leave a review, Rusty,
Yeah, we like that. That'd be great.
so we can read it. Anyways, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those things, and we'll see.
We'll see ya.
We'll hang out.
We'll
next
see you
week.
next time.
I guess we'll do trivia next time because I had trivia
totally
ready
forgot
for
about
today.
it.
Gonna do
but
that.
Totally forgot about it.
I had it ready for
I had
today.
mine
but-
ready too.
I didn't have mine ready. So,
So next
did.
week we'll do
good.
Dune
Good on
and
you, Corey.
trivia,
I
unless
mean, we
we
also had fandom.
don't have time.
Yeah.
So
No time. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for listening.
Later. Peace.
Bye.